back.
So
For those people that don't know, before we record, we talk. So when I say we're back, like it's not the first time he's seen me. So it's kind of like, oh, hey again. But welcome back, everybody. We are here in a loss. So, it is what it is. Like you win some, you lose some. But we lost and it is what it is. We move on. But I like recapping because I feel like I watch the games on the TV. So what I'm seeing, and then you're there. And then I get to watch your vlogs, which if you have not figured out by now, I do a really good job, if I might say so myself, of clipping his YouTube channel at the top of this. And if I do it at the right time, it's going to pop up right now so that you can see it. And you can always just go click his videos because I then tag his videos afterwards. So you can see the whole vlog for yourself. So everything that we talk about when I say vlog or in your video, that's what I'm talking about. Because I feel like some people don't connect the two. So it's like, and it's always in the description as well. So I allow Konnxct to take over my entire description box at the very beginning, and it has all of this stuff in there. And so I always say, I'm your PR person when it comes to these videos. I'm like, I will advertise all your stuff for you in my description box. But honestly, how are you? How was the trip? I saw in the video or in your vlog, what size t-shirt did you purchase saying that you were only there for Taylor Swift? I need to know your sizes so I can see. Because the t-shirt was a brilliant idea. Wait, you did buy a shirt, just not that shirt?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. It's a cute shirt. It's actually brilliant. People probably fly off the shelves, honestly.
Yeah.
Her fans are a little, interesting. I'll just say that and leave it where it's at. So how was your flight? It looks like you went from, by the way, this is what I was going to say. The traffic, when I saw the traffic in Atlanta on your thing, I literally, I think I got anxious. I hate the traffic in Atlanta. The way that city is built, nobody will ever get me to understand it. And they have the worst, it's terrible. Whoever planned that city did an awful job. So, oh my gosh. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
traffic was crazy, but
you triggered me.
But it was a good trip. I left Wednesday. I left Thursday and got to Kansas City early. It was a place I've never been before, and I wanted to, explore a little bit and check it out. And I did explore around, it was okay.
Okay. Do you have videos coming out about your exploring? Because I didn't see the exploring videos.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I feel like when the season's over, we're just going to be flooded with all of this amazing scenery and all of these behind the scenes adventures.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm waiting. I'll be waiting for that off season footage to drop. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. And so the other thing is too, did you take an Uber to the stadium?
No,
or did you drive?
I drove.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know why it looks like you took an Uber.
Yeah.
But maybe because the cones. I always think the cones, because these days you go places and they'll allow for the ride shares to drop off certain places.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So you get to the stadium without telling too much about your video. If you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, or if you're interested in NFL facilities and how they kind of operate their operations and the background, where people walk and stuff like that, your video is perfect for that. So what were your thoughts recording that? How was it being in that environment? I when you walked onto the field, you saying, wow, I was like, that was so real. That was such a real reaction. So how was that for you?
Yeah, it was very exciting, after growing up, seeing Arrowhead Stadium on TV and, video games, and finally being able to come into that stadium. It was just like a wow moment for me, and of course seeing the seats are color coded, yellow, red, yellow, and that was just really cool, because you see Pat Mahomes on TV playing all the time, and it's just crazy to be there, and you see all the banners, Super Bowl champs 3 times, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was nice to get that different view. Because usually when we see it, but there's obviously players and coaches walking through it, and it's crowded and you can't really see. So if you're interested in any what their facilities, not their facilities, but like the game time facilities look like, I guess I'll call it that.
Right.
You have it in your video, and I think that's fantastic. And then the other thing I noticed was that they all ran out from the same tunnel. I kind of like that idea, actually, because it works in the favor of the home team because they get the band and they get all the stuff. But how was that for you? I could hear you being shocked that was happening.
Yeah, I was really shocked because of course, I'm going to be standing by the Colorado, tunnel, and all of a sudden I see the cheerleaders lining up and the band lines up, and it's in a formation to where the Kansas team can run out, and I'm just like, they're not coming out through this way. This is what Colorado. But then I thought about it. I was like, okay, this is the only tunnel in the whole stadium. So they have to come out this way. But when they go back in for halftime or like after the game, they go down in the little tunnel right behind the team bench. So I thought that was really cool and very unexpected. Very unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. And so I always say it speaks to the maturity of the NFL, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Runouts are cool. They matter. Do all the stuff. Be theatrical. I got it. All the stuff. Really, though, it ain't that serious. Like, we're grown men. We're here to play football. We're going to run out. Then y'all run out. We don't care. Like, we can't fight you. We're going to be fined. Like, it's just different. And so that was funny to hear you in the background being like, what's going on? Oh, wow. Wait. Their band's here. Wait. And then we got the cool footage. Like we got of Utah, though, last week. Because I was like, I liked that footage. So I like that we got to see them run out. It was different. And the other thing we usually talk about before the game is the size difference. Did you notice anything about them when you looked? I don't know how close you were really to them, but did you notice anything?
I didn't notice a big difference in physical stature, but they definitely came to play. So I think mindset was definitely the key factor in this game.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. How was the game? Like, how did you feel? Like, let me say this. Was there any moment where you thought, oh my gosh, are they really just going to run up and down the field all game? Like, is that really
the first quarter, I was just like, okay, this could either get really ugly or these guys could make a good comeback. And, right before halftime, they were able to put some points on the board and, reduce the deficit, but it got ugly quick.
Yeah. Could you tell in the stadium what was happening?
Oh, yeah. The fans were like really buying into this, this dominance in the first quarter.
Okay.
And it was just like, no. This is the thing. These people actually pulled out their keys in the second quarter and like dangling, like, it's time to go, time for you to go home. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But
interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say what I felt, because I was obviously at home. And again, it happened again. I'm watching Texas on one screen and I'm watching Colorado on one screen, and Texas comes out and they're better than Kentucky. But I remember at one point going, they're not going to be able to stop them. Like it just wasn't ever going to happen. But you don't believe yourself when you're seeing it. And so you're like, well, maybe, second half adjustments, blah, blah. And then it just, they never even punted. Like, did the punter even get up? like who is the punter?
Exactly. Yeah.
And even when Colorado scored, I remember thinking, I don't think this is going to matter because they're just going to run the ball again.
Yeah, and there was a point where, after halftime, we were supposed to get the ball back, and if we would have scored then, I believe we kind of would have took the momentum a little bit because we would have been up.
Fair.
But we came within 2 points. That was our closest, the closest marker between us, and they just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah, I remember thinking too, I'm like, if they could just get one stop, it would at least slow them down. And it just never came. And kind of looking ahead a little bit, the reason why I was thinking that is because I was also watching the Texas Tech and Oklahoma State game, and their game, they were both scoring. So it was like, I'm like, whoever gets the first stop or the first takeaway, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you need is the one. And I'm just like, it's just not going to come. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't want to say I've never seen anything like that, because I don't want to be that dramatic, but yeah. So the funny thing that's happening right on one of my screens, the guy's just running like whatever. Texas tries and gives the game away to Kentucky. Doesn't work. And then Texas goes on an 8-minute drive, 15 consecutive runs. And they're basically doing the same thing Kansas is doing. And so on one screen, I have Texas like just calling run plays over and over and over. Yeah. And then on the other screen, I have Kansas just calling run plays. And I'm like, this is the Saturday of run plays, because this is a mess.
Question. Did Arch play?
He didn't. Okay. I have so many thoughts about that. that. You want to get into that?
just a little bit. But I saw Quinn. Didn't he get hurt or something?
Oh. Yes. So Quinn hurt. He got rolled up on. And you know how sometimes you get rolled up on and they kind of limp around and then they kind of work through it. Mm-hmm. So what happened is Quinn got rolled up on. Our running backs forgot to hold on to the football. What it felt like at home was they were like, oh, we got this game in the bag. We're headed to play A&M. That's what it felt like. And then it was just like, I mean, again, let's be honest. Kentucky wasn't ever going to win that game. I mean, their offense scored 7 points. So it wasn't about that. It was about everything Texas was doing wrong to try to give them chances, you know? And it was like 2 fumbles. It looked awful. Everything just looked bad. Quinn's limping around. It's terrible. And in my mind, I'm like, why do we want him limping around
at all? Yeah.
Like, where is Arch? Because at this point, you're now going to hand the ball over. Arch can hand the ball over. I mean, let's be honest. Behind that Texas offensive line, you and I could probably hand the ball off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, but then, you know me, my football brain came on, and he didn't want to answer those questions this week. He thought, I'm going to run the ball anyway. Yours can hand this ball off. Because if you bring an Arch and you make that change right then and there, all week, we all know what the conversation is. Are we going to see Arch play against Texas A&M? Bring in Arch. You know what I mean? So I think that's why we didn't see Arch. I don't know if I love the decision. Let me say that. So
definitely not.
Yeah. And I still wouldn't be surprised if we saw Arch Manning on Saturday night. So I'll just leave it where it's at. In some way, you know, in some capacity, because, you know, I mean, and I get it. He's your guy. He's your quarterback. He's your senior. Give him the chances. That's great. I love it. I love all that crap. But at the end of the day, I also love to win. So you got to do what it takes. And if it's not working, it's not working. Got to make the change. Let's make the change. Let's move on. That's where I'm at. So that was what happened. And then the other thing, I mean, I would talk about the Colorado games, but let's be honest, there's nothing to talk about. I mean, what do you want me to talk about? The kickoff, the defense, like they couldn't tackle. So the offense scored 21 points. Like, that's not impressive. Like, great job, guys. You tried. Like,
that was a season low, I think. I think that was a season low. 21 points. Been scoring at least 24 in every game. And 13 rushing attempts, 42 yards, 42 yards. Yeah.
You know me, I've already unloaded in the video. I don't know what else to say. I mean, dare I say all of my concerns came true in this game? All of them. Colorado had the ball for 19 minutes to Kansas's 40. 40 minutes they possessed the football. You're beating nobody like that. Ever. Yeah. So that's what it was. Just and here's the good thing. Just like when Texas got their blanks handed to them against Georgia, they had to show back up next week, and they had to rise to the occasion, and they had to get themselves ready to go. They had to get refocused. They had to go be honest with themselves about what they're seeing on film. And that is what Colorado has to do this week, because Ollie Gordon is bigger, faster than Devin Neal. So they need to figure it out. Like, period. They're like, don't feel sorry for yourself. Get in there and make a tackle.
You know what's crazy? I interviewed Ollie at the Big 12 Media Day this
told me
summer,
about that. Yeah.
and we thought he was gonna have a much better season than what's going on right now, but he could easily flip that switch on Friday, I believe.
He went for 156 last week.
Oh boy, he's warming up.
On 15 carries.
He's warming up.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and yeah, this is, this is football. Like, this is football. It's not okay, but it's okay because now you got it. You saw what it felt like. You didn't love it. You didn't like the tickets to that game. You know what I mean? So like you get another chance, but you don't get to come out and feel sorry for yourself. You don't get to come out and do all those things. And but by the time this video releases, my Colorado video won't release, but it will release tomorrow. I'll release this one same day we recorded it. But I am going to call this Colorado game a culture game because now I get to see what you're made of. I get to see who you are. I love that. We got to see it with Texas. And now I can see it again with Colorado. It is. Yeah. Same with my Steelers. Like, you go out there and you forget that you're playing football against the Cleveland Browns, like a bunch of idiots, and you look like a mess. So it is what it is. By the way, Pittsburgh Steelers, follow the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, put your logo on the field, put your logo in the end zone, and never take it off. Don't take it off for these college teams. What are we doing, Pittsburgh?
Contract or something. Yeah.
They need to rip it up. Like, so frustrating. Yeah. I'm like, you got to go, like, stand in the Chiefs logo and be a part of the whole, and you felt like you were there. Right. The Steelers, y'all got lines. Why do we got lines, guys? Come on. Anyways, now I'm ranting. Let me check my notes. How many people got arrested?
Oh my gosh. I saw at least 3 while I was there, but when I went back in the video, I saw like 5 or 6.
Yes. I kept seeing people. I'm like, what were they doing?
Yeah, they were just they weren't supposed to hop over and be onto the field and just
Oh, I was like, what's going on?
It was crazy.
Gotcha.
But you seen in the video, some dude ran past me, and I'm just like, oh, okay,
Oh, they thought they were gonna rush the field because it was an upset.
Right.
Oh, okay. And they were like, no,
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I just kept seeing people being handcuffed, and I was like, what are they doing? Yeah, right. Exactly. I was like, what are these thugs doing on the field being arrested? This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Terrible sportsmanship. Then the other thing is, did you notice a difference from the Kansas City atmosphere being that it's like more of an NFL team versus being in a college town?
Oh yeah, definitely. You could tell the Chiefs had an away game because a lot of the people weren't really outside, and but during the national anthem, of course, they always say it in the home of the Chiefs. They still did that, so it lets you know, okay,
cool.
It was full of Chiefs fans, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I like NFL stadium. I'm an NFL girl, so maybe this means nothing, but I like comparing. Like I always say, NFL stadiums to me feel like a business. Like, it feels like a business. Like, it just feels like money to me, I guess. Is what I'm trying to say.
More formal.
Yeah. College stadiums to me feel like fun. Like, they feel like crazy and madness and like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just like a different vibe. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah. But so that's just how I feel. But then the other thing is too, in your vlog, you showed the media photo room. Yeah. Was there food in that room? Does everybody have that room? Was that new? Because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, so most schools do have a media photo room. It's much smaller than that, and
okay.
they did have food in there, but I was too late. I think it was like they had burritos or something in there, but I usually don't eat during the game. I don't eat at all during the game, just to,
Do you get anxious?
It's like I'm playing. It's like I'm actually playing in the game too.
You're
So
focused.
yeah, I'm extremely focused and trying to be, you know, make sure I'm alert. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you drink water?
no, nothing, just nothing. Yeah.
You're just putting in the hours, just
Yeah,
doing the work.
yeah. I'm so focused. It's like the energy is like, it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, what is it when you're just like you feel the same as other people?
I think it's the adrenaline. Like you're in it. Like
Adrenaline.
you're like you're experiencing it. Like it's like you're a part of it. I think that's interesting you say that because depending on the football games that I go to, I get that way with like leaving my seat. Like if it's a good game, or even I'm like at home, like the Ravens Steelers game, like I was so locked in.
Yeah.
Like I was like every play at halftime, I was like, okay, let me go close and close real quick, and like I got to be back because I'm like locked in. And I was like that with the Texas Georgia game. Like even though we looked terrible, well the offense did, I was still like, okay, what was that play call? You know what I mean? Like and then when the game's over, I was like, I'm so hungry.
Contagious. The energy is always contagious, like when you're down there. So I'm just like, okay.
So tell us about that, because most of us in our lifetimes will go to games. Most people will go to games and will never get the opportunity to feel the stands behind them. I think that's the best way I can say it. What is that like? I'll use myself as an example, like so you can kind of understand what I'm saying. There's been games that I've went to, and whether I was sitting courtside or first row on the 50 or barely on the field or whatever, you can feel the crowd's energy. Like I don't know how to explain it, but you can feel and you are in everybody's shot. You know what I mean? Like because you're like in the way of like what they really want to see. So what is that like for you when you like there's like all these people behind you, and like do you feel pressure? Is it like weird to know? Because and then this game you had the band behind you, you've had student sections behind you, you've had other teams fans behind you, we've got Colorado fans behind you. Like what does that feel like to be a part of their viewing experience, quite frankly?
Yeah, depending on which fan base we're dealing with, Texas Tech was by far one of the most, on top of you, throwing things at you, yelling things at you type deal. And it was fun, but at the same time, it's just like we're here for a purpose. It makes me want to lock in even more. And as I mentioned, the energy is very contagious. Especially you can feel like when Shador goes back out, and we need to score. You can feel that focus, like, okay, now let's lock in. Let's, you can feel that. And honestly, depending on the fan base and how they're interacting with the game, that determines my mood as well. I
nice.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's just, again, not many people will get that feeling to understand, because you kind of are. You're in the game because you're right there, literally. But you're not, right? You can't make a play. You can't make a tackle. But you feel everything. You feel the laughs. If there's a fight, you can still kind of hear the fight. You don't know who's fighting and what's going on, but it's just a different experience because it's behind you.
And one of my favorites is when you're in the end zone and they score in that end zone and you can see them, like you can hear what they're saying too, because they're talking. Like, it's so amazing. Like, Shador comes and he's like this, and you're right there and you're like, yeah, let's do it. But I definitely feel that too.
Awesome. So we usually do, I'm going to ask about the tacos. Don't you worry. We usually do I'm going through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. We usually do our offense and defense player of the game. The rules that we usually have is we can't say Travis and Shador because those are the obvious answers to every single question. I'm willing to make an exception today. If you need it, you might not need it. I need it because they're going to be my offense. Shador's going to be my offense, and Travis is going to be my defense. And quite frankly, I can have Travis be my offense if I wanted to. So I'm just saying, for me, I'm copping on this one because I didn't see anything else I liked. So I'm going Travis on defense and Shador on offense. I'm breaking my own rules. So what are your thoughts? Who would be your defensive player of the game and your offensive player on the game?
My offense is going to be a little different this week. I'm going to give it to Will Shepherd for his supporting role on the team, as far as, celebrating in the end zone after they scored.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
If you can, just go back and watch when Travis scored that first touchdown. If you watch what Will did, you will laugh. You will laugh.
I like it. Okay.
Because I did not notice until somebody said it. I was like, but yeah, Will's very supportive, and he brings the energy as well. For defense, I'll have to say, I'll say Coach Sapp. Coach Sapp. No players on defense. That was just a bad performance. Coach Sapp did an amazing job warming the players up before the pregame. As you can see, he won a BJ, but Coach Sapp. Coach Sapp.
You just gave somebody the player of the game. They wore somebody out of the defense.
Yeah. That's how you know it was a crazy game.
You didn't know how bad it was. We have to give awards based on pregame. The game was bad. Oh my god! Okay. You know what? That was funny. I'll give you that. That was funny. That was good. You know what? That was funny. And hell, if that's the case, then I need to reverse mine, and I need to go to somebody, freaking Jimmy Horn or somebody, because it looked like he was gonna play. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And obviously, Draylon Miller did great. Stepped in. I just gave it to him last week, and like I said, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to give the player of the game to Shador and Travis because I want other guys to step up and me to say, oh, that guy is going to get it. That guy's going to get it. Right. I know who the best two players on this team are. It's no secret. And I would argue probably with anybody that I will put Travis Hunter 1 and I will put Shador Sanders 2. And that's how I'm rolling. I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm going with Travis. I think Travis should be the first person taken in the NFL draft. I don't care which team is drafting, just because of his diversity and just because of his ability to just do things. You can't beat that. I think people take quarterbacks way too high. That's another conversation for a different day. And that's not a knock on Shador. That's just how highly I think of Travis Hunter. So I don't want to give him the defense, but the way he broke on that one ball, I expected him to intercept it. And then every time I see it back, I'm like, he ran that route better than the receiver ran the route. Yeah. That's amazing. It's not his fault the running back was running all over his defense. I don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is, I'm guessing Travis Hunter is still your Heisman?
Yes, he's my Heisman.
Okay. Yeah, and to be fair, it's not even close anymore. He's the guy. Give him the reward. Let's move on. Give him the award. Announce it today, actually. Just give it to him. So we can all move on. And then, so before I ask about the tacos, what are you thinking about this week? Short week, early morning game, senior day. What are you thinking and feeling?
This is the last. Well, just
they said it wasn't, but.
Yeah, let's just hope it's not the last time they're playing in the stadium. I would like for them to be playing in the playoff game at home, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But other than that, my feelings on this game are you have to play for more than yourself. You're playing for the university. You're playing for your legacy. We could have had a 10-win regular season, but that didn't happen. But you still have the opportunity to cap off the season with a great win and pray for a spot in the championship. But we'll see. Yeah.
And as much trash as I talk about all of my teams, I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
I'm that person. I'm the person that I'm not going to give you credit for doing the basics. I'm going to give you the credit when you like exceed my expectations because I want to be exceeded. Don't meet them. That's the expectation. They've exceeded my expectations. I had them at 7-5. They now have 8 wins. We don't know how this is going to go out. They're on the right path. They're doing the right things. As a fan, I am proud of them. As a fan, they have done every single thing. Let me not say every single thing right because they haven't, but they've won games. They found ways to get better, and they found ways to beat teams they should beat. And that is the beginning markings of a good team. That is the very beginning, is you have to beat teams you're supposed to beat. It's that simple. That's why everyone's like, Texas hasn't played anybody. Texas is beating teams they're supposed to beat. That's it. Like, because we've seen these other SEC teams. They're not. Like, right. And so I don't want, like, I get it. I'm brutal. I'm a tough judge. I got it. It's cool. I don't mind that. I can take all the heat. But I respect what they are doing. I'm proud of the progress they're making. I'm proud of the fact that people have to pay attention when they're playing Colorado. And that is more than I could say last year. People have to know they're playing Colorado. People have to prepare to play Colorado. And now people have expectations of you. And that is what you want. That is what this is all about. Because if you suck, I have zero expectations from you. I'm just like, they suck. I.e. Texas the last 13 years. I don't care. I don't care what we're going to do. Like, we suck. I don't know what to expect. Like, just do better. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So good for Colorado. And I just want to make that point clear. No matter how much criticism I give them, does not mean I'm not proud of them. I'm the friend that will tell you to dump him because he ain't it. That's me. Okay, that's my friendship. Like, I'm gonna be honest. So, straight to it. I'm gonna go straight to the point. I'm the type of person that you're like, do I look cute in this? I'll be like, it's cute, but you know, if you want to wear that, that's fine. But that you told me you know, that's me. So sign me up for that. Like, so I can take the heat, I can take the criticism because that's just how I am. But I'm proud of this team, and that's why this game for me is a culture game, because this is the game that's going to show me the heart. And I said this in my Texas video, I think, but this is the game that's like, this is why you wake up in March and April and July and August. You know what I mean? Like, this is that game. This is the game where you say, I don't want to do this crap. This means nothing. You know what I mean? This is the end. This is the last. No, this is the moment, you know? And I need them to win. Yeah. Period.
Win big. So win big. Oklahoma State has struggled this season. Win big.
Their defense is, I think their defense is last. Yeah, I could be lying. Okay. No, like, guys, their defense is last. Anyways, but so before we end this, the tacos, people will have to watch your vlog to see what tacos I'm talking about. How good were the tacos? They looked really good, and I wanted them. So how good were they?
It was really good. It was really good. It was like the tortilla, and they had like fried cheese in the tortilla, shaped like a tortilla shell inside. And then they had the toppings on it. And then it was amazing. It was amazing.
When you flashed the camera, I was like, oh my God, they know how to make tacos.
Yeah. I got crazy story. I got recommended that place by one of the stadium workers while I was on the field. He was just like talking to me the whole game. I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, any good spots to eat, you know? And he was like, yeah, you got to try this taco spot. And I was like, okay, hey.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited for this game, and we've talked about this, probably 3 weeks ago. We're like, it's coming to an end. Oh my God. It's like, we're here. This is senior day. It's an early game, which concerns me a little bit. The good news for me, though, is I won't be emotional that early. So I won't care about any of the festivities. Like, I'm going to be watching the game like this. Because I always tell people, anytime before 12, you know, I'm not at my best. And so I'll be fine. So I was worried it was going to be one of those like night games, and then you're going to be able to see the thing, and I don't want to see it. So I won't be crying. So it'll be good. So yeah, I'm just excited, and I just want Colorado to show up. Like that. I need them to show up. I need them to win this game because I need them to go get some recruits and do the things, all the things. So yeah. That's what time your flight lands.
No. I have to get to the stadium 3 hours before every game. So, yeah. Fun. Just like the last home game, 7 a.m. Yeah.
How, if you get there late, do you still get in, right?
Yeah. You still get in,
Okay.
but you miss all
You
the
just
good
miss
stuff.
all the stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Woof. No. Are you gonna stay there that whole day, or are you gonna fly out the next morning?
I'll fly out Saturday morning.
Okay. And you'll still have your whole weekend. Isn't that great? Friday games are the best. I kept hoping they give Texas a Friday game. I actually thought the Texas A&M game was going to be on a Friday, because I believe the last time we played was on a Friday. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyway, 7 a.m. Ooh. Well, all right. Well, dress accordingly. How's the weather going to be? Do you know?
The last home game, it wasn't bad. It was just cold in the beginning, and then it heated up towards the game.
Right, because you were stripping on the field. Right. We talked about that.
Right. So I'm thinking it's going to be a little similar to that. So.
Okay, cool. Well, anything else you want to share with us? We will end on you. It's kind of weird. Like, I love football, but I hate this time where it's like, it's coming to an end. It's terrible.
Well, with this being said, I don't want to talk like it's the end of the season already, but
but it is though. So
it is, and for the teams that won't make it to the bowl games or playoffs, FSU, my alma mater, and it's just like this is new beginning, new fresh start, and a chance to do it over again, and represent your team and your university. So if you and that can be translated into life, like if you mess up in this season, you always have next season. So never give up.
Yeah. And learn from it, because one thing I've learned about life is you're always going to be put in the exact same situation that you worked through. And some people get the same test over and over and over, and they fail it over and over and over. So, just because you fail, it's the same test over and over. You just have to learn how to pass the test this time. So, I sound like my parents. Okay, so we'll end this, because now I'm sounding like a girl. Like,
I like that.
I'm like, I swear my dad told me that. I just repeated it like a normal person.
Yeah, I like that.
He infiltrated me. I've been conditioned. Okay, I couldn't even finish it. I was like, oh my God, I'm my dad. It happened. I'm officially him. I'm officially a man. Okay, I'm just kidding. This is going left. But anyways, I appreciate you, and thanks for coming on, and thanks for keeping things very authentic. I feel like even when we talk, I feel like we're just who we are, and what you get is what you get. This is what you're always going to get from the both of us. And so I just appreciate that we can collaborate all year, and we can be honest, and you can have your opinion and I can have my opinion, and we can just talk about what that means and what it looks like. So thank you for doing this with me, and just every week but one. Don't say anything. I know it's my bad, but thank you for just doing this. I think it's been a lot of fun, so I appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well. Your platform is amazing. What you're doing is amazing, and you're extremely creative, and and I appreciate that. You helped me, so.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I will talk to you very soon.
All right.